Hey guys, Magnus, Robert here, bringing you another video. Today, I'm doing another one of my top 10 insert characters I want in the game. And today we're going to be doing the top 10 Hibbert family members that I want in the game. It was like, there's too many to make a top 5, and there was too little to make a top 10. So number 10 is a bit of a cop-out, but we'll stick with 10. We're sticking with 10. So this is pretty much every Hibbert family member that you could possibly add. And so I've included all of them. I will be doing a top... For next week anyway, there's 3 things you can vote for. One of them is obviously going to be the top 10 babies, top 10 Simpsons pets. And there's also going to be a top 10 Nahasapina Pentalon family members, aka our Pooh's family. So... this is just for Hibbert, so let's get into it. Number 10, like I said, bit of a cop-out, but that is the past/future Hibbert. So, I ran out of people. I didn't have anyone else I could put on this list unless I go into, like, just mentioned characters. So, yeah, I added past/future Hibbert. So, I do think both of these would be cool. I think a past Hibbert would be the better one to get. The only issue with it is Hibbert has been showcased in the past with so many different hairstyles that they would have to pick one, or they would have to have an animated task. I think someone made an event where like one of the animated tasks was literally like him changing his hairstyle. I forget who made that event. Someone in the Discord anyway. But yeah, I think Hibbert with his different hairstyles would be an interesting, cool past character. And I threw in the future Hibbert as well. Again, he's also made a few different appearances in the future. This one where he looks like Cyclops. There's one where he just has he's just old and has a hunchback and like a big grey beard. They could do either, or again they could do something where it's included in the animation, or maybe even a costume. Like maybe you can call this Surgeon Hibbert and then give us another version, or Surgeon Future Hibbert. I don't know, but yeah, I think past/future Hibbert would be a really cool thing to get. Number 9. So these are actual family members who are canon, I guess, to the show, or at least they've appeared in the traditional timeline of the show, you know, not in the future timeline or the Treehouse of Horror or the past timeline. These have just appeared in the sort of regular Simpsons timeline. So starting off with number 9 is Rosa Parks' kids. So Rosa Parks is, of course, Hibbert's dog, and Santa's little helper went and mated with Rosa Parks, and so there was a bunch of these poodle/greyhound puppies. So they could potentially add these guys as just a big, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like an 8-in-1. They could do something like that. There's obviously a few different types of puppies. They could give us all the puppies as just one big thing, and then we can just see a few of the Rosa Parks variants in there. But yeah, I think adding these as a characters could work. Could be a sort of NPC, or it could be a full playable character. Either one, I thought I'd include it, but it's only number 9 because it's like the one that I want the least. Number 8 is Hibbert's eldest daughter. So this is a tricky one because there's this one scene where it's obviously meant to be a parody of The Cosby Show. We see Hibbert here, we see Bernice, we see this guy, the youngest kid who eventually gets a name, and his name is JJ, so this is JJ Hibbert. And then we have Hibbert's youngest daughter. But who the hell is this woman? So she's made literally just this one appearance. This is her only appearance in the entire show. But it appears that Hibbert does have an older daughter. Now, I've heard some other people argue that maybe this is like a family friend. Maybe this is like a cousin. Either way, I think it's probably safe to assume it is Hibbert's daughter. And they just included it just for the Cosby joke, basically. But they never planned on her being an actual character. So I think in terms of how badly I want her in the game, very little. I'm not really that bothered with her being added or not. But I thought I'd include it anyway, which is number 8, Hibbert's eldest daughter. Number 7 is Rosa Parks herself. I think this is just a funny character, funny name. NPC would be fine. I don't expect it to be a major character or anything, or a playable character. Just an NPC we chucked in. I think a Hibbert event is definitely possible. Someone in the Discord made one. I forget exactly who it was. I apologise to whoever you were. But a Hibbert event, I think, is possible. I was going to do one, but the issue is like everything or most of the stuff I would include in my event was pretty much added in that one event that was done by, oh god, was it Uter or Spring King? Or was it someone else? I don't have to remember. Anyway, moving on. Number 6 is Hibbert's Baby. So I think this one we can fairly assume is also in the same realm as Hibbert's eldest daughter, because Hibbert's Baby made one appearance. Basically, there was like a montage scene and Hibbert like picks up the little baby. I think it's also safe to assume that this baby is definitely not like, you know, this kid. It's not him. I think there's such a significant age difference that I don't think we can interpret it that way. JJ does look very different to his current appearance from his appearances in the past, but Hibbert's Baby is just straight up, like, there's no argument that that's not this is not JJ, like, at all. This is a separate character. Again, similar realm. I think they just wrote it in for a joke, or they wrote it in so Hibbert, you know, was included in that scene, and they never obviously had the baby reappear in the show. It still has never reappeared. There again, we've never really got much of a spotlight episode for Hibbert, so maybe they could in the future reveal that actually, no, yes, there is still a baby. But we never really see Bernice, or any, like, the, you know, I don't know, we don't see Bernice with this baby at all. It literally makes one appearance, so I feel like, again, it's in a similar realm. But I actually would like this one to be added, actually over Rosa Parks. I think this one would be kind of cool to get in, like, a baby update. Just call it the Hibbert Baby. I mean, Hibbert's father only appeared once as well, so, hell, what the hell? Let's just get him. Number 5 is Hibbert's long-lost brother. So, this guy is basically the dude who runs the orphanage over at Shelbyville. I think it's like heavily implied, or is it definitely implied? I forget exactly if they confirm it 100%. I think they may. I think he says that he's got a brother in Springfield who's a doctor, so I think it's safe to assume that this is Hibbert's brother. He only makes the one appearance. I think it was significant enough, though, to add him. I think if they were to do a Shelbyville update, that would be the perfect time to add him. Yeah, I would like him in the game, not gonna lie. I think he's a cool dude. He was a cool little minor character. So I put him quite high. He's number 5, Hibbert's long-lost brother. And I think that's the perfect name for him as well. What happened there? Number 4 is Bleeding Gums' nephew. Or Bleeding Gums' nephew. So, the only reason why I include him on this list is because in the show, in the death episode for Bleeding Gums Murphy basically says, I had a brother who grew up to be a doctor, and he had this, you know, he would laugh at the most inappropriate things. And Hibbert would be like, that's strange. I have a long-lost brother who, you know, grew up to be a jazz musician. So it's heavily implied, but not technically confirmed, but heavily implied that Hibbert and Bleeding Gums Murphy are brothers. I think it's safe to assume they are brothers, okay? So this guy reveals himself as Bleeding Gums. He says, I'm Bleeding Gums' nephew. So that must mean that Hibbert and Bleeding Gums have another brother who had this guy as a son, or maybe a sister, I guess. It's possible too. Maybe even this is a wacky fan theory. Maybe Bleeding Gums' nephew is this guy's son. Wacky fan theory there. Maybe. But, yeah, Bleeding Gums' nephew, that's him. There's the connection there. He made one appearance, but I think it was quite a sweet appearance. I quite liked it, actually. I wish they did actually more with his character as well. So I think he would be a great character to chuck into some form of jazz update, or if they wanted to do some form of music update, they could throw him in there, or again, a Hibbert update if they could do that. So, yeah, Bleeding Gums' nephew, number 4. Number 3 is Hibbert's oldest son. So the reason why this guy is number 3 and not any higher is because recently, he doesn't appear. He literally makes no more appearances anymore. I think he hasn't appeared for a few seasons now. I think the last time he appeared was like season 20-something, 23, I think. 24, something like that. I don't know exactly. Or maybe it was even earlier. But basically, he's disappeared out of the Hibbert's family. From now on, we only really see Hibbert with the 2 children. But early on, he was like a big presence. He appeared quite a lot. Most notably in the Uncle Moe's episode. He sort of is the one who comments to like check it out, I'm pretty sure. At least that's the time I remember him. But apparently he has made multiple appearances. He hasn't just made the one appearance. He's been seen with the family quite a few times. Again, he is another sort of Cosby Show parody character. But yeah, he made so many appearances, I feel like they have to add him. Is he in here? He's not even in this picture though. Look, he's not even in this one. So I don't know. Like Hibbert's family is just so goddamn inconsistent. They really needed to pin that one down. But I think this guy is made significant enough appearances for him to be added. as a separate character, and it's definitely not JJ because in this scene we see JJ. But anyway, number 2 is Hibbert's daughter. Still, she does not have a name. She looks different in like every appearance. Like you can just see her there, where her face is kind of like fatter, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just the shot, but like, and she has like different clothes on. Every time, I guess she has the ribbons in her, like, ponytails though, or like, no, not ponytails, they're in her hair. Yeah, I guess she has the ribbons there in her hair. But Hibbert's daughter's made quite a lot of appearances. She's made tons, and in the modern Simpsons, she's one of the 2 children that Hibbert has, and they make she makes a lot of appearances. She has appeared quite a few times. However, she still has no name. It's crazy. She's been a consistent background character, yet the writers still have not given her a name. And I think this is a travesty. I really do want a Hibbert Spotlight episode. I think that would be awesome. It's crazy that we haven't got one yet. I think with a new voice actor as well, they could definitely do something interesting there. I think it would be the time to shine for Hibbert. But yeah, Hibbert's daughter is number 2. Would love her in the game, but we have to get that number 1. And I've talked about this character already, so you probably know who the number 1 is. But we'll have that drum roll anyway. Number 1 is JJ Hibbert, of course. The only reason why I put JJ above his daughter is purely because he has a name. And in that one Costa Rica episode, he actually has a tiny plot point where he's like on his phone and being edgy, I guess. Now, he's made 2 appearances. There's 2 he's not made 2 appearances. He's made multiple appearances like Hibbert's daughter. And the one thing I wanted to say is he looks different. So if you look at this photo, in the sort of older episodes, he looks like this. And in the more recent episodes, he looks like this. It's not too stark of a difference. I think like he's a bit taller in like this appearance, and he does look a bit more mature. And his hair's different, obviously. I'm just combining these 2, but even like this version has been seen looking different as well. But I think obviously they're probably going to go with this version if they add him. They tend to go with the modern portrayal of buildings or characters when they add them. And I'd be happy enough with just getting this version. I don't really want this version. I'd be happy enough just getting this version. For people who, though, say that this is not JJ, this is the older son, like JJ is actually the older son, there is no way this guy here, who looks like he's like 16, is this guy who looks like he's like 13, 14, okay? No, that's not happening. Alright, and maybe I could buy that this kid here was 13 too. So, there you have it. JJ Hibbert is number 1. Those are the list, so we'll just go through them one last time. JJ Hibbert, Hibbert's daughter, Hibbert's oldest son, Bleeding Gum's nephew, Hibbert's long-lost brother, Hibbert's baby, Rosa Barks, Hibbert's eldest daughter, the Rosa Barks' kids, and then the future and past Hibbert. So that's the Hibbert family. There's definitely quite a few that they could add. Mainly his children, but I definitely would like his children in the game. They are like fairly high up on my list. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this particular video. Please do tell me what you would like to see, maybe any ideas, and head over to the Discord to vote on which character video you'd like to see next. So, thank you for watching. Goodbye.